Hello everyone, Strikoder here and welcome back to a new episode of the OSCP journey. Today's episode we're gonna explore the Servmon machine, which is a Windows easy machine on HackTheBox. We will start by enumerating the web service and see NVMS, which is a login portal management system. Then we will get credentials. After that we will have SSH to the system and we will see a privilege escalation of NSClient, and I will share the code with you. So let's get started. First of all, I will start by Nmap, and we will see the open ports in a minute. Here are they. So we have 21, FTP, 22, and 80. So I would like to start, I would like to start with 80 and, okay. That's weird. I believe the shortcuts are not working properly. Alright, so let me paste the IP over here. And we have a login form. That's great. NVMS-1000 and 22. Let's try and see if we can connect. So anonymous, which I don't believe I have ever seen CTF machine that I would connect through anonymous and without like a password, but it's worth trying. So anonymous IP, and let's type over here anonymous as well. No, that's wrong. Guest. Leave it blank. So at least it's worth trying, but that's not a default or anything. I just like to try. And we see FTP, so FTP anonymous at this. So we had 220, which is okay. So I would leave that empty and we are logged in. ls and we see users. Let's change directory to users. And let's see what do we have over here. Opening ASCII mode data connection. So we have Nadine and Nathan or Nathan. I don't really know. So let me make a directory. Make directory. Home, retired, and Servmon or Moon, I believe Mon, and change directory into there. And over here, I will vim usernames.txt, and I will, Nadine, Nathan, or Nathan. It's Nathan, right? Unless it's an Indian or an Eastern name. So let's change directory to Nadine. Maybe we could find NVMS credentials. So here I will try admin and then Nadine and Nathan, and I will search for NVMS default credentials. And we have confidential, which is a great start. So I believe get confidential.txt. What do we have here? Yeah, it was completed. Received in ASCII mode. I hope that was correctly downloaded. We will check. CD into Nathan. Well, I need Nathan. And notes to do, get that as well. I had O at the end. Let me check. So cat confidentials. So yeah, they are working properly. So let me exit the FTP. Cat notes to do. So change the password for the NVMS complete. So probably the password has been changed already for the NVMS. Lock down the NSClient access complete. Upload the password. Okay, so the password is somewhere uploaded. Remove public access to NVMS. So we have a public access, which is here. And place the secret files in SharePoint. So probably they are talking about confidentials, if I'm not mistaken. Let's check. So I left your password on your desktop. That's great. That's a great hint. We need to check this desktop if we got an initial access. Please remove this once you have edited yourself and place it back to secure folder. Regards, Nadine. Okay, so on Nathan's desktop we have passwords. That's great. So we have those usernames, and let's check NVMS-1000. Thanks for the suggestion, but I need VMS 1000 default crits. And over here I will try admin, admin, admin password, Nathan, admin password, Nadine, admin password. So you can make a list, or let's try over here. So admin 123456, which is similar to the password of the McDonald's. If you don't know, try to check that out. Search for the McDonald's default credentials. Admin. So yeah, it was changed. So do we have any public exploit for this? Let's check. First of all, we need to check the version, and I like always to start with the source code based on my background. So I worked as an AI engineer, and I really like coding. Maybe with German we don't see any parameter. We can fire up burp, or let's check the weaponizer. We don't see anything. Let's get back to here, nothing as well. So I would like to search for what web and give that the IB. If you don't know, I always export my IB as a variable to the terminal, so I would always just show the IB instead of typing the IB each time. So we don't see any version. Maybe the 1000 could lead us anywhere. So NVMS-1000 exploit, and voila, we see something over here. Directory traversal. So get and this. Let me copy that. You can either fire up if you really like the don't get anything. Probably I need to just paste that into here. Okay, I suck with URLs, so let me fire up with you burp suite. So let me check what do we have with Nmap. We still have nothing valuable. Alright, so let's get back into here. Oops, let me take that into there. So in case you don't know, Windows key 1 or 2, you switch between workspaces, and control Windows key and the workspace number, and to take the panel or the window over there. And I'm gonna intercept that. Here we have the get, and over here I'm gonna copy the windows that we see in here and paste that into here. So yep, we have the access. So what we can do from here, where do we need to go from here? So let's try valuable Windows files that might have some credentials. Okay, I thought my internet was a bit lagging. So I thought I would get the first link based on Stack Overflow, but it's Reddit, which is weird. Maybe because, is it Google? Yeah, I believe so. It's not that duck go. Okay, that's great. Ah, wait a minute. So here they are telling us check the users, username, and everything, including hidden folders. So I've just remembered that we had this, all right? So we need to check users, Nathan, desktop, and passwords.txt. Well, actually, Reddit was a great idea to check. And where is repeater? So over here, I maybe forgot to mention, but you can press Control R, you send that to repeater, Control space, and you send the request. So over here, we delete that and we type users, Nathan, desktop, password.text. Send that, and we got not found passwords with capital P. I don't believe we need the capital stuff because it's a Windows machine and mm, you can either you can access that by P or P, like the capital or small, but uh, if it was a Linux machine, that would differ and we will not get the file. However, we got these passwords. I'm gonna copy them and spray them over here. So which panel did we make the folder with? Let me check. I'm gonna remove those. I'm gonna move them, move this, and move notes to do next. Oops, I did that twice. Confidentials into home. Um, it was retired and Servmon and cd into there. So we are over here and let me make a file called passwords. Paste that into here. Is the dollar sign from within? Yep, I thought that by them because as far as I remember, the vi would have passwords in the end of the line, not the them. Alright, and now nxc smb dash u for users. I'm gonna use usernames, dash b for passwords. I'm gonna pass the passwords.text and I'm gonna provide the IP that I have. And let's spray the passwords. So over here we have, okay, we have a success, but I would like to continue on success to spray beyond this. That's great. So we have Nadine and this password. So I would like as well export all, which is an internal command. This is not default by Kali machine. And export all username would be equal to Nadine. I would type that Nadine and export all pass would be equal to this. You know what? I'm gonna call that pass and this user. So now we know for sure that I'm gonna remove this pass and check if I have good access. I'm gonna add the dollar sign. So if we see here exploit or something or gotham or bound I believe it was, right? If we see here bound, then we are, I believe, local admins or something like that. So over here, what can we do now? I would like to check if we have WinRM. I don't believe it's opened. Nmap still going somehow. So we have SMB, we have FTP, and we have SSH. Okay, that's great. So SSH might be our way in. Hopefully, yep, we have share access. So SSH, Nadian, and that's why I like to export stuff. So echo, pass, and here is the password. And I believe if I put the IP over here, it won't work properly. Let me check. Yeah, no, it's working. So here we have a shell. That's great. If I'm not mistaken, directory, because we are on Windows, I haven't used Windows for a long time, so I almost forgot how to use the directory. And cd into desktop directory. Here we might see the users.txt. Type user.txt, and let me copy that into here, paste that into here. Now the root flag. So in case you don't know already, I like always to use my nodes in order to escalate my privileges. So my nodes are here, and I like always to start with directory force in the directory that I was in. Maybe we had some files, however now we are on desktop. I don't think there will be anything valuable in here. So I'm gonna get back over here. Maybe directory force is not working on the SSH, so I'm gonna skip that. And who am I dash all, of course, to check if we can escalate by the group, by the token, impersonation, by delegation, by anything. So over here, I don't think there is anything sus. Alright, next, I'm gonna check the files. I can type this for a specific user and check all the stuff inside these folders, but I'm not gonna do that. It's gonna take a while. And we can check the program files and the public as well. Let me check the program files. I keep using that. So cd program files directory. And is there anything sus in here? So NT, multimedia, defender, VMware. I cannot recall what that is. And here we see the portal login. Maybe we can get some creds. You can run a script, or if you want, I have some stuff to search for the password over here in the Windows enumeration. I don't think so. Password and creds over here, and there are a lot of stuff to search for. However, I'm not gonna waste the time, otherwise the video is gonna be 5 hours long. And we have the NSClient, so probably that's our way in. Let me check the folder, NSClient directory, and wow, what are all of these? So I would like to see maybe changelog. No, I'm not gonna check that. That's too long for me. So that's the default changelog. I thought some flag might be there. Licenses, NSClient any. Alright, so let me check. In my notes, I have, which you can search on Google as well, but I'm gonna change the vibe a little bit. I'm not gonna search everything on Google, otherwise it's gonna be a Google search course or video. I'm gonna type over here NSClient, and we see the softwares that if we got, we might get the privilege escalation. So NSClient and plus plus and port 556. Do we have the port 556? I'm gonna check Nmap. So Nmap, please tell me that we have that. Yep, we have. So the port might be changed, or the application might use other port. Don't put the attention or the focus on the port number. But what you need to know is that the NSS client has a port running, which is not, the program is installed and that's it. So what can I do in this case? Let me check. Three methods to do that. First of all, you can check my GitHub code and it will do everything for you. Huge coder for the code from the exploit DB. I believe, copied that and improved that a lot. Not a lot, I mean a bit. Over here are some other methods to exploit with. I'm gonna start with here. So NSCP, I believe I had that before. Maybe I need to copy that over here, probably. So we need this version. Yep, it's the same over here. I'm gonna move this into here, and then I'm gonna leave these three methods over here. So the version is identical, and we can get a password, which is great. I'm gonna copy and paste this. I'm gonna try to give you this in the description, and the current password is this. I'm gonna take this and copy that over here, export all pass2 equals this. Okay, and here is the pass2. And what do we have as well? Then sign in with admin. Might need port forward. A very great hint. Check nsclient.ini. So do we have nsclient.ini over here? So that's the part where when you have your own nodes, it's gonna be very and extremely efficient. So I had maybe a machine, I believe on TryHackMe, having NSClient, and I believe I used this code. And in the machine walkthrough, I was searching for the NSClient and saw the 0xdf, a huge code to him, and saw this exploit by using search exploit, oops, which is not stick to each other, search exploit NSClient, not like this, search exploit, isn't that search exploit, okay, NSClient, and here is it. So they are all roads lead to Rome, so they are the same thing. And check NSClient. We were here, so let's check nSclient.ini. Type nSclient.ini. And what do I need to get from here? Maybe a pass or something. I cannot recall. So here is the password. Okay, so we got the password over here, and allowed hosts is 127.0.0.1. So maybe if we had more privileges, we would add more allowed hosts, and then maybe you can try add your own IP, but I don't think we have those enough privileges. Maybe if we had something to turn off and restart the device, we could. I don't think that is enough. Please let me know in the comment what privileges do we need in order to do that and to rerun the client. However, I'm gonna then try SSH and forward the port. So in order to do that, I'm gonna exit from here, SSH, I believe -L. I've exited so early, I forgot to check the port number. So echo pass, and I'm gonna copy this, paste that into here, and ipconfig or fconfig. I believe fconfig is for Linux. -o. Nah, I wasn't searching for this. I started to forget the commands because it's been a while since I haven't used Windows. So cmd key ifconfig netstat ano, that's what I'm looking for. Excuse me. Alright. Because of the quotes, it didn't work. Alright. So I'm gonna note that over here. Where is it? So like this, and like this, and let me copy that again. So now it's better. So 21, 22, 80, 135, 445, we had all of them, 556, and 66.3, I don't think we had that. Here we can check the Nmap and be sure. So 556, 60, 63, that's great. Let's check. Maybe 844. Do we still have? Let me check again. I'm gonna get back over here. Directory. CD into program files. Directory. CD into NSClient. I forgot which ports were used. So type nSclient.ini. So it's lagging a little bit. Excuse me for that lag. And do we see any port mentioned in here? Nah. Okay. Let me get over here. So TCP wrapped, they are all wrapped. 669, 844, 8443, which is common name localhost. That's us. Yeah, here. HTTP title NSClient++. So let me try to access it from here. Is it HTTP or HTTPS? I believe HTTP, that is the title. So SSL, which I believe is HTTPS. Let me check. I'm gonna move into here. Port 8443. Move that. Got an error. HTTPS. Okay, advanced because it's self-certified. And we see an index HTML. Is this the default? I don't really know. However, let me go to my notes and check again what do we need to do. So, might need port forward and check nSclient.ini. So we definitely need port forward because over here we have the allowed host is the local. So I'm gonna exit and SSH -L, and I'm interested in port 443, and I'm gonna probably use the same port on my device in order to scan it. The same port 8443-L 1234 maybe. I'm gonna leave that, or do I need anything else? Not really. So I'm gonna forward that into here, and what do I need to provide as well? Maybe Nadine at ib-n. now they would need the password. Let me get that. Echo pass, get that, paste that into here. Okay, so now the port is forwarded. Let me check this again, but instead I'm gonna provide the local host. I'm gonna remove this. So we have, I believe, the same thing. What this does, I don't really know. Maybe if we turned off perp, we would get default because it's not running in the, yeah, that's better. That's better. Okay. So maybe this is the login. Let me check. So this was the old one. Changes. So where can I log in? Okay, now it's changed. So it's slow a little bit, but something is happening, right? So I'm more interested in this. We can sign in. So the password, if you can recall, we got that and I saved that as pass2. Let me paste that into here. So that's great, we are in. And probably we need to make something with modules and get a reversal or something like that. Let's check. So here is the code and oops, and let me get back. Let me run this and let me run this. So NSClient authenticated remote code execution, we can run this. And here privilege escalation. So no, probably it's not about the remote code execution. Probably it's about the privilege escalation. So I always try to provide the EDB. So this code is based on this. So here we have the how that can be done. You can open the NSClient INI, run the following, get the password, log in and enable those, then download netcat, set up a listener. Okay, so we need to get something done. Let me check the code that I have. Probably I have with the nodes. So ensure an netexec is present on the target. Upload if missing. Okay, let's do that. So I'm gonna move SSH and how did we do that? I believe SCP, not OSCP. Okay, so yep. So this, I tried that, but if I try that, I mean right now, it's not gonna work because I don't have netcat over here. So locate netcat.exe and copy. I'm gonna take this over here and SCP. So I pasted that and I'm gonna search for that again, the same thing. Netcat to the Nadine and users Nadine. And this I cannot copy. I don't know why it's not always copied to the clipboard. Echo IP best or best 2, best 1 I believe. And oops, not here. I mean here. And it's over there. Then what do we need to do? So with web server enabled requires admin web password. We have that. You may need port forwarding to reach the web interface. We have done that. Enable the following modules in config. Let's see the modules. What do we need? Check external scripts and scheduler. Check in external scripts and scheduler. They are enabled. And what do we need else? A reboot or service restart, as my thought, as what I've was thinking about, is we need to restart or reboot. That may be needed for the schedule to run. Probably by running this, it's gonna reboot by itself, or I don't really know. Let's try that. So let's check the code. Do we need to edit something or anything? Usage. Okay, so I give the IB and the port. So okay, I'm gonna take this, Control C, move into my device, Servmon, Vim. Is it a Python? Yeah, it's Python. So payload.python, paste that into here, save that, and Python 3 payload. So dash h. Let me check. I'm gonna copy this. So over here, it's gonna be C users Nadine, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, nc.exe attacker IB, and I like to use 1001, which is lol. Let me get that over here. Netcat mvlp 1001. Nah, that's a lot of zeros. And run the cmd.exe on the localhost, and the password, which is echo pass2, which is this. Can we provide with single quotes? I don't think so, but we must. So let's try. And fingers crossed, hopefully we get a shell. Nah, we didn't. So what's the issue over here? Is being made to localhost upload script. It failed. Insecure request warning. Okay, so the issue with localhost, let me try one like this. And we still get the same error. Maybe we need to provide that to the IB. I don't think so. So we still get the same error. So here HTTPS localhost 8443, and we are signed in. Okay. Let me check that again. Payload users Nadine netcat 1001 exe https 443 localhost, and this is the password. Let me check. I'm gonna exit and paste this. Nah, that's definitely not the password. Where I saved the password. Is this the password? I don't think so. Maybe. No, so I need either to get to Nadine or to change the password again. Or maybe from here. So manage password, no name, September 30. So I would last used today. What is the password? So this is the password. Because I needed to refresh this. So now if I type echo pass2, nah, okay, so export all pass2 equals to this, and now I have that. I'm gonna try that over here. So that's some stuff that you might have on OSCP because you are so under stress, and the time limit makes you a little bit anxious. And here we see 200, but we didn't get a shell. So what's the issue now? Payload. We are providing netcat 1001. Okay, I forgot our IP. So where is echo IP grep done 0 IBA. How to do that? Not echo. IBA. Yeah, like this. 10 10 14 153. 10 10 14 153. And fingers crossed, we have a shell. Who am I? We are NT authority system, of course. CD. Let's get back. Let's get back. CD users. CD administrator. CD administrator. CD into desktop. And get the flag. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, guys. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section. See you next time.